Namaste. I am Deepak Phatak, the Principal Investigator of T10KT project at IIT Bombay. Today I am here with you to share some of my concerns related to academic ethics. All of us are of course familiar with ethics. We all supposedly practice these, but there are occasions when we are tempted to take shortcuts even as teachers. I want to unequivocally state that ethical standards of the highest level must be maintained by us. In these FDPs particularly, I am concerned about the following. First, respect for intellectual property rights. That means if we are using any material that has been copyrighted or patented, we must obtain permission to use that material and we must quote that material reference. So, the second important point is you have to cite the source from which you have collected this information. Without citing the source, we will be blamed for plagiarizing the content which are created by someone else. The third important point is that we must ensure that we individually and collectively prepare open educational resources and contribute these to the learning community. The open educational resources are typically released under the Creative Commons license, such as the one which we use for releasing all our content. So, please remember that these 3 points you should always keep in mind while practicing your academics. Needless to add, as far as the conduct of these FDPs are concerned, these 3 points shall form the pillars of our own behavior during the FDP conduct. I will repeat the first point, respecting intellectual property rights. The second point, citing the sources whenever I use any material that is written by someone else or prepared by someone else. And the third point, we encourage ourselves individually and collectively to prepare open educational resources. Let me tell you what we would consider as constituting a breach for these ethical standards. During the course of FDP, you will be answering quizzes or you will be answering assignments. The first point is copying answers from another person is a total taboo. I would rather have you submit a wrong answer or a blank assignment than to copy answers from anybody else. Second, during all synchronous interactions, whether it is with your mentor who is an associate faculty or whether it is a synchronous interaction planned over the weekends at the remote centers, we cannot keep a proxy or we cannot be absent and still claim to be present there. This has happened unfortunately in the past and I still do not understand what is the objective. Please note that our certification will depend upon our such participation, but like all good things, certificates must also be earned ethically and legally, and therefore it is important that we remember not to keep a proxy during synchronous interaction. The third point which will constitute a breach is our temptation to copy material from web or another assignment and posting that as my own assignment. Sadly, even this has happened in the previous FDPs. In fact, we had taken a strong exception and written to all the people. Fortunately, about 200 odd participants accepted that they were tempted to make a copy and submit an assignment. But this is simply not to be done. Since we are forewarned, I am telling you that such a breach will be considered very, very seriously by us. If such a copying of any assignment or any question answer is found and if it gets posted as an individual assignment or individual answer, then we may be forced to take a very strict action. I am afraid such an action will consist of intimating to the head of your institution and intimating to AICTE and UGC. I am not saying this as a threat, I am saying this as a precaution that we all must collectively take to ensure that we maintain the best ethical standards in whatever we do. Thank you so much.